Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
I don't know, Nick. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
You can't hear an enzyme.
Because a whore would moan. Yeah, I like that.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders. Let's talk Penguins and Rangers. But let's not talk about Flyers, because they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
All right, episode 81, Friends and Rivals podcast coming at you. And I fucked it up. So, see, this is why I need my notes. I completely botched the opening. We're
doing it live. This is the
Unbelievable.
opening.
Season finale is not going well.
God damn it. Fucking kids. All right.
Stephen Wojtowicz, your resident Devils expert.
Bill Fougere here. I'm the Penguins guy.
Nick Loretta, the mystery, or starting to solve a mystery of where Lou's brain is, potentially in his head, or he's lost it, or signed Kadri.
This is why we shouldn't do summer episodes. I can't find my notes. I can't find anything. We haven't done this for 2 weeks. We're not going to do it for another month. Good Lord in heaven. Hi, everybody.
He's all to a perfect
And you are?
Everybody, really, everybody knows me. It's my podcast. How can everyone not know me?
That is true. They should know what they're tuning into.
So
you
we're
walk
gonna
down the street in the UAE. Everybody knows who you are.
So unfortunately, we are gonna begin today's episode on a sad note. We lost the sports world lost a voice, probably one of the best announcer in professional sports. Did Dodger games since the early 1950s. He has seen more than, or he has forgotten more than we have actually seen. And we want to send our condolences and rest in peace to Vin Scully. Here are a couple of Vin's more famous calls. I got a couple queued up. And for me, this was like, Vin Scully was, when Vin Scully was on, it was a big game. And we've said this for somebody else in this past year. I can remember having the same conversation, but when he was on, you knew it was a big game. And in the mid 80s, late 80s, he was the voice of baseball.
This particular clip was my text sound tone for a little while.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let's hear it.
5-5 in a delirious 10th inning. Can you believe this ball game at Shea? Oh, brother. 3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. If one picture is worth 1,000 words, you have seen about 1,000,000 words. But more than that, you have seen an absolutely bizarre finish to Game 6 of the 1986 World Series. The Mets are not only alive, they are well.
And obviously calling Dodger games. This one was, a classic for the World Series in 1988.
Bananas.
Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
He also called Don Larson's perfect game. He also called Sandy Koufax's perfect game. He's called the Masters. I don't ever think he did hockey. Did he do hockey?
He was there when they built Ebbets Field. He laid brick.
You're joking.
Wow. Yes, I am joking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that could have
I
gone
wasn't going
out
to fact
there.
check you on that, but
Yeah, I don't think it was either.
Actually, but that's how he got his first gig. There was, and I don't remember the specifics, but there was a team at the Polo Grounds who went to play at a different field, and they took their announcer with them. So he started working at the Polo Grounds doing announcing, and then when the Dodgers came in, he became their announcer, and then it just went on from there.
Are you lying again?
No, that is a true story.
it's remarkable that his career is just he was an announcer for so long, and to not have people go, man, that guy really grates on me. That's one of the most incredible things. Like, nobody hates Vin Scully, and I'm like in a very much a minority of people who wasn't really crazy about Doc Emmerich, but I could accept that. The reason why I was in the minority there. Just occasionally, people will dislike him, and he's a great voice too, really, because I'm not the decider there. But Vin Scully was, just so respected and beloved, and when you could tell who's a retarded Yankees fan when they go, "Oh, I enjoy John Sterling." I mean, are you kidding me? What's the matter with you?
Sure.
All the other announcers,
What's the matter with John Sterling? First off, I mean, listen, I don't get to hear him as often as I used to. Is it like listening to Esposito down here now?
It's a caricature of John Sterling at this point. John Sterling is doing a caricature of John Sterling. And missing calls and
I know there was a couple
wildly
of
inaccurate
when I would
each player has 3 different nicknames that he's got to say if they hit a home run. Like it's so dumb. So this is weird. I wonder what San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Angels fans think of Vin Scully. Like, we're on the other coast, right? Billy didn't like Doc Emmerich because he hurt him so much, and he announced for the Devils when he was a Rangers fan and when he was a Penguins fan. Like, that's got to be some of the reason why, right?
I don't consciously feel like it is, but maybe there's something to it. I mean, I can't. Yeah, maybe that is part of it.
But
I wonder how Giants and
I don't think he's hated by those guys. I think he's revered by those guys. And like Bill said, there's nobody. You ask anybody in the baseball.
Well, sure. If you ask anybody today, they're going to say nice things about him. He just fucking died.
I'm sure prior to this as well, right? Because with Doc Emmerich, I didn't hate Doc Emmerich because he did Devils games. I respected him because of the games that he called, and he was on Fox. It was him and JD. That was it, man. In the late 90s. So I never hated Doc Emmerich, not as much as I hate every other Devil announcer. And even the Islanders announcer. I think
Howie Rose.
No. The Brendan Burke right now. He's very well respected.
Yeah.
You get these guys that are just respected.
There's talk Berkey might be become the Yankees full-time announcer.
Is he doing games now?
He did some. I don't know if it was for the Yankees.
On radio?
No, in the booth. It wouldn't be for radio. I don't think.
No,
Like
Michael K is not going anywhere.
They must have been for the must have been the radio. I read.
Sterling is close to retiring.
You got to think so, right?
See.
104.
Yeah, because they even on the games Michael K doesn't.
Yeah, Sterling actually. You might not know this, but Sterling laid some of the original brick at the Polo Grounds.
It's radio. Sorry.
Well, who's the other guy the Yankees have when Michael K doesn't want to go on the road? There's another Yankee.
I don't even bother remembering their names.
Well, I can't, like when they go to Detroit, I'll hear him, or they go to Seattle, and Kansas City, you'll hear the backup guy. But he does an okay job. But that would be good for Burke to do baseball, and I think he's very well respected. And just a sad day that the kind of the voice of summer, as he was called, has passed away. 94 years young.
He's calling games up in the sky now.
He never did hockey though, huh? He did football. He called the friggin' which one did he call? He
called Super Bowl 3.
Did he?
I think I heard somebody say.
I don't believe anything you say at this point.
I know. I'm questioning everything he says right now. Like he called the Dwight Clark game for San Francisco in the end zone. He called that game. But
don't believe you.
He was a very poetic individual for sure. Unlike me.
He was good. He was real good.
All right. Well, this is episode 81. This is our season finale. We will not be back until training camps open. kind of mid-September. So let's get into it. Let's take a ride on the Metro. Sponsored by Nestle Quick. Hello, boys and girls. Do you hate the taste of regular milk and need energy? Try Nestle Quick. One sip and you can feel the energy in your muscles. Nestle Quick, now available in chocolate and strawberry.
They say the real men drink pink. Then I'm a real man for sure. But if you like the brown, I still love you for who you are. Because it's time for acceptance of everyone, all preference. We're all quick on the inside anyway. Nestle Quick, it does the trick.
See, I got that one. No paper.
Good job, buddy.
Nice job. What a memory.
Well done.
You're like an elephant.
Well, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Oh, wait. Sorry. That you're talking about by the pants. Let's start off with the what the fuck is that?
Ryan Rucco is the guy who does the backup. Yes.
Yeah, he's backup
announcing.
boy. Backup boy. Ryan Rucco. Who forgets his name?
Ryan Rucco forgets his name.
You think he gets along with Michael K?
He does actually, but Michael K jokes.
I don't
Like-
believe you.
If you think you're if you think you're ever going to get the yes job while I'm alive, you're sadly mistaken.
I hope Brendan Burke gets more of a national gig. I know that
So that would be like would he get ESPN?
I'm hoping.
No,
well,
it,
could use
it,
him.
it
he's
was
gonna
it
have
was
to.
radio. It was
Radio-
for
radio-
No, we
Sterling.
know that, but for hockey, we hope
Yeah.
he gets a more.
Oh,
Like, I hope he takes over for Sean McDonough for ESPN. I
I
like
think
Sean McDonough,
yeah.
but I don't know.
He's got a good chance to be one of the main, local radio or TV guys on the ESPN or whatever channel we end up going to eventually.
Well, he did playoffs for what, TNT? I think he did playoffs for
I think
TNT.
did he do one or two, a few? It wasn't with Howie. It was with somebody else.
No, I thought he didn't he do
Howie,
the Avalanche series.
Butchie, I meant to say. He might have.
Yeah. No, I think at the end of the season, you made mention that he was doing like a Dallas Stars game with Butch.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember shit.
Oh, we played hockey this year.
Some of us haven't played since the middle of April.
Oh man. Yeah, that sucks.
I don't
All right,
recall
we're-
we were doing playing hockey, but that's what happens.
All right, tight 45, boys. Tight 45.
Mhm.
All right, Pens are retooling. Are they done? Done for the year, Bill? Done for the summer? Are they done with their off season? How about are they done?
They're gonna have to be. They're $1.5 million over the cap. So the
Don't they
only
have
thing they're
don't
not
they have
done
more
with
than enough
is-
players too? Don't they have 25 roster players or 24 or something like that? I thought I saw.
Yeah, they still got 8 defensemen. They gotta send somebody away, most likely. I mean, they could make the cap if they assign Ty Smith and Drew O'Connor, because they're only $1.5 million over. And those guys have options. They can go down to the AHL, which is one of the reasons Ty Smith is really starting this camp with 2 strikes against him. I mean, he's going to have one hell of a camp for them to consider putting him on the roster. And with that, it kind of seems like the Penguins are loaded with right-handed defensemen. It kind of looks like they're going to have one of their righties playing on the left side, which is usually the opposite problem in the NHL, is that somebody's got their lefty defenseman on the right side. But Penguins are going to have, certainly Ruda and Petrie, the new guy, and Letang in there. And if Ruedel isn't the 7th guy, then one of those guys is going to take a left side behind Pedersen and Dumoulin. So yeah, Penguins. I mean, they basically they added Petrie, but and subtracted Matheson and Marino in those trades with Jersey and the Canadians. But basically look very much the same. I mean, going into this offseason, if you told me they were going to re-sign Malkin, Letang, Raquel, Rust, Heinen, like all those guys. That'd be pretty far-fetched, I thought. But all those guys are back. Raquel and Russ basically on almost identical contracts, and I felt like they were interchangeable, and somehow they kept them both. So everybody's basically back except for those guys that got traded, and Benny the Jet Rodriguez, who at this point, because I haven't even heard anything about his free agency, I'm just assuming he's an Islander because I assume he's made a deal and it's kept under wraps until Lou decides he wants to announce it. So I don't think Rodriguez, obviously there's no cap space left unless somebody goes anyway. So I kind of don't think he's going to be back. The one casualty.
Yeah, and look, another team that is pretty well set. That's just basically retooling, and they're going to look pretty much the same they looked the last year, and that's the Rangers. They go out and sign Trocheck to be their number 2 guy, and look, your line configurations are essentially what they were last year. I mean, sans Strome, who signed the 5-year deal over in Anaheim. You got Trocheck probably centering Panarin and Kako with Zibanejad with Kreider and Lafreniere as your first top 2 lines, and your Blaze, Hedel, and probably Kravtsov on your 3rd line, and then your 4th line you have Goudreau with Reeves and Hunt or Carpenter or some mixture of those 3, and your defense is set. Your backup is there in Halak, and you're away you go. I would like the Rangers to somehow try and fit Tyler Mott here, but I don't think that's going to happen unless you see Gauthier and Hayek in a deal for future considerations, Steve's favorite trade. Then yeah, you're not going to see Mott, but I would really like to see Mott as a part of this team, as that 13th forward. I think he would really add a lot. I think he brings more to the table than Dryden Hunt does, although I don't see what Gallant sees in Dryden Hunt. But maybe him being on the 4th line all year, hopefully all year, will change my opinion. But this is going to be, this is the team. This is the Rangers for the next foreseeable future until the cap goes exponentially larger. And you're going to see, you might have to see a little retooling in the next offseason to sign a couple of these guys. Maybe Hedel's not back unless he really blows everybody away this year. Again, 3rd year in a row, make or break year for Philip Hedel. What are you going to do? So it seems like every year we go into the season saying the same exact thing. But the Rangers are a little bit more seasoned this year, and I think they're ready to make another run. I don't know if they're gonna. I hope they go as deep as they went this year, but we'll see what kind of seasons everybody has next year. But look, it's exciting. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start the season. I can't wait. Can't wait. As our old friend Bart Scott says. And then you move on and you look to a team like New Jersey, who missed out on a superstar, but they got a lot of great young players of their own. And so you missed out on Gaudreau, but you got a lot of good talent in New Jersey, good young talent too.
I would guess between the 4 of our teams, mine is going to have the most turnover from last year to this year. Right? You got the addition of Palat. Yeah. They traded away Zaka for Huala, Brendan Smith, Marino on defense. Maybe Nemec makes the team out of camp. You got guys like Holtz, Foote, Zetterlund, and Thompson knocking on the door. Maybe they trade away Tatar. Maybe they trade away Andreas Janssen. Andreas Janssen is definitely going to get traded. His cap hit is $3.4 million, but his actual salary is only $750,000. So isn't that just screaming for someone who needs to get to the cap floor? They're 3.2 away from the cap after Bratt's negotiation this morning. And they still have one more arbitration case left with Wood on Saturday. And I don't think that's going to eat up, maybe half of that 3.2.
Did it come out what he was asking for, what the team was asking, the splits?
No, it won't come out. Yet? That'll probably come out on Friday.
On Friday?
Yeah. But I can't imagine after coming off a season where you only played 3 games, you're going to hold the team over a barrel for more than $3 million.
Now, how does an arbitrator even do that?
You got to go off of career. You got to go off career statistics.
You got to go with averages at
past
that
years.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but after this season, 10 players are either going to enter unrestricted free agency or restricted free agency. 11, actually, if you add Bratt, since he's only got a 1-year deal, he's still got arbitration eligibility last year. So again, this team is going to go through massive turnover next year as well. I don't think Severson's back. Bastian and McLeod are, if they chip in offensively, maybe you keep them around on the 4th line. Graves, they got to re-sign, and Sharon Govich, they've got to re-sign, but the others, take it or leave it.
Okay, so I got to ask you, were you surprised by the Siegenthaler deal, that it was so long and for that much money?
No, I'm not surprised at all. He's it's what, 3.4?
Yeah, but
What's the cap hit?
where are you going to put Hughes? Where are you going to put, was it Nemec? Simon Nemec?
Those guys, I think you start them on the third. You start them as third pairing and power play guys.
Okay, well, Brendan Smith's going to hang around because he's only 1.1. He's going to be around for a while. Ryan Graves is a free agent after the season, along with Damon Severson. Both of those guys don't come back?
No. Graves comes back. Severson doesn't. Severson's going to get traded, I think, at some point during the season.
So you're going to have a 6th and 7th defenseman as either Hughes and Nemec or Brendan Smith.
Yeah.
Nemec.
Yes.
Whatever. I mean, all right.
I think it's a very good defensive squad. It's got that balance of one guy is a defensive defenseman, one guy is an offensive defenseman on each line. If you just rotate Hughes and Nemec as that, on that last pairing.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about money and signing these guys. I just think you need to find room for these guys, especially those young guys on defense, for sure.
Yeah, the blue line definitely filled up quicker than up front.
Yeah, and you got to expect Hughes is going to hit, and this, I can't. What is I pronounce his last name awful again? Nemec. You have to assume he's going to hit too. So with all of these guys hitting, you're right. You got a solid defensive core.
Yeah,
but you're going to need a goaltender soon.
They're between Bernier and Blackwood. They're both on their last year.
Yeah, so you're pegging that Blackwood has a contract year.
Either that or even if he doesn't, even if he does have a contract year, maybe you just say, go out there and see what else see what we can get for you. It's only going to be an RFA, so they can still sign and trade, and then see what's available in free agency next summer.
And you got a lot of trade chips. If you see you're going to fall short of the playoffs, you got a lot of trade chips this year for sure. To go
with Tatar and Janssen and yeah,
and even Bernier or even Blackwood for that matter. You got a lot of trade chips.
There's thought out there that even though he says it, he doesn't really want to be in New Jersey. Maybe they trade Bratt during the season.
It depends on what type of year he has, because his trade value is extremely high right now.
Yes.
So if he goes out and shits the bed in the first month of the season,
it could happen, but I don't see it happen. He did have a career year, but he's still a very consistent player.
Yeah. Well, as they say, time will tell, because they got a lot of good players coming up from Utica, and they're going to be knocking on, like you said, knocking on the door and wanting to get playing time. So I think everyone's going to be fighting for spots. Like I said, I don't think money's the problem with the Devils. I just think
No, it's
spots
having
are the
having
problem.
enough availability.
Yep, no doubt. So, and then we have the fucking Islanders. Jesus
Fucking
fuck
Islanders.
Christ!
What the fuck
Why does he
already?
do this every year?
Maybe we don't say
God.
maybe we don't say fuck the Flyers during the offseason. We say fuck the Islanders during the offseason because
Listen,
just
I have no
ruin
problem
everything.
saying both. I'm good
Wow.
saying both.
Who's
Fuck the
shitting your
Flyers, by
fucking
the way.
cereal today, guys? Jeez.
Well, Steve drank the milk.
It could have
first.
been
Then
Lou,
ate the
but who
cereal.
knows? He
Yeah.
won't tell you.
It's true. It's true. So yeah, nothing's happening right now. Very quiet.
So we have to assume he signed Benny the Jet. He signed Kadri. He signed PK. He has
sign
signed.
anybody.
He signed everybody.
Essentially. I mean, it's a good chance that a PK could get signed. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. I think they need to fill one more defensive spot. He would make sense. Who knows? I mean,
He actually
we
would
won't
make
know
a
it.
lot of sense.
Yeah, he'll come in real cheap, and we need a guy. I think really to fill out that sixth spot with Romanov and Dobson filling out the other two spots that are kind of remaining. It leaves like Sebastian Aho or Robin Salo as the sixth guy effectively. I
You
think
don't
you
think
really
they're gonna
need
bring back Calvin DeHaan
no.
or Thomas Hickey?
No, I don't.
Chara.
Thomas Hickey's no.
I don't think they're gonna bring
Don't.
back Chara, no.
We're not going to resurrect the corpse of Zdeno Chara or for one more season, please not. I don't know if I could bear watching that again. But yeah, we have too many forwards to be honest, and they have to kind of move somebody anyway. So obviously we've talked about it on chat, but effectively it looks like Kadri is probably signed or has agreed to some deal with Lou potentially, just because there's a lot of smoke in this fire. A lot of people seem to think that's happened already, but like Lou does, he doesn't even tip his hat until everything's done, I guess, with every other little thing he's doing. So who knows?
Do you hear anything on the AAV for that contract though? I'm really
there was
curious as to
some
what it
rumors
is.
around 7 mil, but that's rumor and only. There's nothing set in stone. So this could be all smoke and mirrors. I mean, we have no idea. But Hodge makes a lot of sense because he could come in and they would end up moving either Barzal or Brock Nelson to the wing. Nelson's played left wing before, but he's pretty good. He's a pretty player. He had a very good year last year. They may want to just try and focus on keeping those goals up, though. He did have quite a number last year, and that's a possibility. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's the guy. If he's how long he come in for, like I assume he's going to sign like a 7-year deal. I assume he's going to want that big long deal. So I mean, is he worth 7 years? I mean, I don't know, man. He doesn't seem like a Lou guy. He very thick facial hair. Actually, it's not very far from what's his name from Palmieri, but he's got to get used to shaving every day and not being getting suspended in the playoffs, and he's kind of got things. I don't know how that's going to go, but he's just very, very good player. You got to sign those good players to get better.
If players perform, Lou tends to, give him a little bit of extra slack. He gave a lot of extra slack to Claude Lemieux.
And he likes the guys that win cups. Kadri just won a cup, and he played hurt in the finals after fucking up his thumb, and So
But
I mean,
he
look,
was the
it makes
best
a lot of
second line
sense.
center in the league last year. That's what he
I
was
mean,
touted as.
by numbers, I don't know if I all around, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
Right,
I
the
think
best
that
second line center playing for the Avalanche.
Right.
I
So-
understand. I get it.
So in essence, for that to work, though, they have to move something. They have about 11 million in cap space. They got to sign Dobson and Romanov and Bellows. Let's say Dobson and Romanov make about 8 mil total between the two of them, and then Bellows another 2 million a year. That leaves you about $1 million left. You gotta trade something away. I mean, you can't just keep everybody here If and that's assuming that's those numbers. Maybe they come in lower. Who knows? But Varlamov's got 5 mil left this year. I've said a number of times he's probably the key to like free up space. And then you got to move somebody else, a forward.
Well,
Really have to move forward.
they've been talking Beauvillier all year.
Yeah, Beauvillier makes he's the most trade value. It doesn't make sense to trade him because he's like one of the few young forwards we have. So
I would love it if you traded him. That would be awesome for me.
Yeah, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe Lou is trying to find takers for other players. There's a lot of people that want to see Josh Bailey play 1,000 games as an Islander. He's very close to it, so that could be a reason of loyalty of them not trading him. He's got 2 years, $5 million left, but he's a very movable guy, in my opinion. Is Bailey? Beauvillier has been earmarked to be gone for a long time, so he could go. And then from there, it's kind of like they're not moving Barzal, they're not moving Lee, they're not moving Nelson. I mean, that'd be a shock if they traded Nelson. Although trading a guy who just scored 40 goals is a pretty good idea, since he's probably not going to do it again. But first 40 goal a year as a 30-year-old. But JG Pajot, they're not going to trade him. They're not going to trade Palmieri. It's hard to say who they would trade. I think it's really between Bailey and Beauvillier. And
you don't think they're disappointed? You don't think they're disappointed in Palmieri, even though you'd be trading low since he didn't have a great year?
No, I don't think so. I think he picked it up later in the year. I think he looked better. I think that's a guy they still like. And also Kyle's 31. I don't think he's as attractive as a free agent with 3 years left. Maybe like 2 or 1 year, maybe be a little easier. But I don't think he's a guy that's easy to move. Like Bailey's got 2 years left. So if it was 1 year, I would say it's not a problem. But he's 32, 2 years left, 5 mil. You have to find somebody to take him. And it could be that just Lou doesn't want to give him away for nothing potentially too. Who knows? I mean, the defense is kind of figured out right now in terms of who they have. The goalie, unless they move Varlamov, it's pretty much figured out. And then it's just they got to move a couple of guys, 1 to 2 guys in the forwards to make that Kadri deal happen. So if they were to move Varlamov and let's say Beauvillier, they'd have enough money to basically sign Kadri probably, and then potentially a guy like a PK if he decided to sign for the league minimum or $1 million a year for a year, see how it goes. Who knows? But again, this all could be bullshit and maybe nothing happens and Kadri signs elsewhere and and we watch Isles do nothing and then Lou somehow wins the GM year award again. And
fuck that
after
so
after the Isles get all the way back
overrated.
to the conference finals and lose again, who knows? I don't know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like Bizarro Land because Isles did not change much. Like opposite of the Devils, very very little changes. One trade, and that's pretty much it. It was a first rounder for Alexander Romanov. So addition by subtraction in the younger period, younger or age, I guess. I mean, Romanov's 22, but nevertheless, like we're trying to win now. That's what they're trying to do. So aging core, gotta win.
Paul Stasi's out there. He wouldn't be that terrible on the Islanders. He seems like more of a fit for the Islanders than Kadri does.
I think Kadri's the guy you go for. I don't think it makes
listen.
sense to spend money.
I agree with you. I'm just stating facts.
Putting it out there. Yeah.
But if Lou hasn't signed PK already, I mean, you got to think he's going to be $1 million guy just to sign up for one team, just to prove that he can still be at 33 or something like that.
Yeah, Lou loves these agreements in place until he gets all his shit together. I mean, we didn't even know if Parise was signed until training camp.
The last
possible. It could happen again. All these moves nothing could happen until
we re-adjourn in September.
We all know if it gets another month in, nothing, and there's no word, we're pretty fucking sure what's going on. So we'll see. But if Kadri's still out there and there's smoke with and I'm saying, how many weeks are we away from free agency starting?
The
From
season
free agency starting?
It's been like a month.
13th.
Yeah,
we got about
almost
another month and 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah,
probably
so
6 weeks
3
until training camp.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, and Kadri's still on the board, and
then
It's gotta-
something's up.
So either he must have made an agreement already. Otherwise, he would have signed somewhere. It doesn't make a lot of sense for him to be out there.
Yeah.
Unless there's two bidders. Who knows? All right. That's all I got. But let's see how it goes.
So the one thing that we didn't talk about on the air was the big trade of the offseason. That was
The big
Kachuk
trade.
going from the
Kachuk.
Flames to the Florida Panthers
Fuck.
for Huberdeau and Uyghur.
Fuck.
Another
What a
Flame
trade.
you fucking Devils missed out on, huh?
Wanted that
What a
guy
trade.
really bad.
I can understand that.
More than
but
Johnny Hockey, more than DeBrincat. If he was going to move, that was
Yeah.
the guy that would have been a 60 goal scorer next to Jack Hughes.
I don't know. I don't understand how this move makes Florida better next year, though. I don't see it. You lose your captain in Huberdeau, 100-point guy, and probably, if not your best defenseman, one of your best defensemen. I don't see how they're better next year. I don't. Sorry. Uyghur was a minutes guy.
You add
he-
a 100-point guy,
captain.
though. You
Huh?
take away a 100-point guy, but you add a 100-point guy.
Yeah, but who's replacing Uyghur?
Well, I don't know
Nobody.
enough about the rest of their defensive core to say maybe his productivity gets picked up by a multiple of players.
Ekblad? I don't know about that. Gustav Forsling? I mean, they're
Maybe they make a trade with Phoenix that Phoenix has got.
no, you're right.
Okay.
They signed Mark Stahl. There you go. That's the
Oh,
there it is. That's gonna
he's
replace
gonna pick it
everything
up.
Uyghur
he's
did.
gonna
last
pick up the slack right fucking
Hey,
there.
But
Well,
like,
I mean-
a little.
it does make them a lot tougher, and I think that's what we saw in the playoffs, right? They need to be tougher.
Yeah,
They
they
need
got
to be tougher in order to
steamrolled, man. They got
even
steamrolled.
be in the same ballpark as the Lightning.
No,
Now,
So
point to make is Huberdeau only hit 100 points once in his career. The closest he had outside of that was 92 points in the 2018. Outside of that, he had a over point per game, in 2019, 2020, but he's never had over 100 other than this year, and he's 29, and he's a UFA.
right. He's trending down. Kachuk's
So a
on
lot
the
of-
way up,
Matthew
I mean,
Tkachuk is his only 100
but
point
he's
years ever
20.
had.
He's
24.
23.
He's not playing with
24.
Goudreau. He's not playing that line anymore. That was probably the best line in all of hockey last year.
I mean,
Now
sure.
he's playing with people that he doesn't know.
He also scored
I'm not
40
saying that
goals.
he's going to suck this year. I just don't understand how this makes Florida better next year. Nobody's explained that to me.
I mean, I think we did. He's going to make them tougher, and
That's okay. That's one guy that makes him tougher that you kind of got to worry about. Okay.
So
I don't buy it
effectively,
either, but it's the intangibles. They're counting on just the leadership and the toughness and all that. Maybe a change in culture. I mean, that's what Florida's got to be banking on. Because I agree. I don't think on paper they're a better team next year.
well, he's going to play at Barkov, most likely. He'll
He's a pretty good
probably get a
player.
lot of goals.
Probably.
Pretty good
He's a
player.
pretty good player.
Yeah.
He's a great player, but they don't have a first round pick until 26.
No, you can't. They traded him all away.
Oh. Ooh, their farm system is going to be a little on the light side.
Listen, they went for it. We all knew that. They went and got
Yeah,
Giroux. They were all in. So we'll see.
Okay. I'm sorry. They signed Eric Stahl to a professional tryout as well.
Yeah,
So they got 2/3 of the Stahl brothers
Nice.
looking to make the team next year. That'll replace him. And one more thing, you gotta look right now to pick the Golden Knights clean. They got a 16-man roster and they're $1.3 million over the cap. Sure, they got Shea Weber, who's gonna give them an extra $7.5 million in some long-term injury
there.
money.
Yep.
But still, that's what, a little over $6 million. Billy, check my math, but that gives you a little over $6 million to
for four
sign
players,
four guys?
at least 4 guys, right?
at least. So who do you want? Who do you want on Vegas? Who might? I mean, and they gave Riley Smith $5 million
Yeah.
again. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know, Bill. You guys need a defenseman?
Oh yeah.
You only have 9. You need more.
for
You
defenseman.
need like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I want to double digits at least. That's when I'll feel comfortable.
But somebody
with
who's
that.
just on the fringe of making the team. That's what they need more of.
Right. Another Ty Smith is what you're
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
Yeah.
And they could do that. And they only got 1 goalie. So look, Vegas has got a lot of work to do in the next, 6 weeks in order to field the team and be cap compliant. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what the hell they do, because it seems like they're in a world of hurt right now. But
This is why we don't do 45 minutes.
there's always an Arizona out there who still is not at the fucking cap floor with 23-man roster. How?
Andreas Johansson, here he comes. Another one that's
that
going to
it?
get ready to play in front of 8,000 people and then help them win the lottery next year because he fucking sucks.
By God, the season Andrew Ladd is going to have this year. My God, he is going to light it up.
I think he has to play 1 game for us to forfeit that 3rd pick.
He has to play
So,
1 game
I
this
think
year.
it's 1 game. I think it's 1 game.
Oh, that's
It's really not much.
I hope it's game number 82.
Yeah.
I hope they just fuck with you all season. Oh yeah, no, he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play. And then game 82, he's in the lineup. And he just sits on the bench.
He's got to play. They can't bury him in the minors. They need his salary to field the team. So he's definitely going to play the first game of the season, at least,
Yeah.
unless he gets hurt.
A pick gets transferred to Arizona if Ladd, 1, does not play in any professional games in 2022-2023 while under his current contract, or 2, does not retire prior to the conclusion of the regular season. So he has to play at least 1 game and he gets transferred, basically, or the pick gets transferred. I just don't. He's not going to retire.
No.
He's like been wanting to play. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's what? He's going to be 37 this year, and it's not like they're Islanders have to worry about cap recapture. He wasn't anything bad, and he's in the
Was
last year of his
before, yeah.
contract. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what these teams do in the next 6 weeks, and when we get back, we'll let you know everything they did.
And now it's time for trivia with Bill. Yeah.
Now this is the wrong bell.
This one's going to be a fast one today.
Ben,
Wait! What happened to his arm?
Oh, he'll tell you. Don't worry. We'll get to that.
okay.
He'll tell you in a bit. There's this part. We just started.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Yeah.
So this is going to be quick anyway. We'll get right into that. What happened thing. Okay. The New Jersey Devils moved to New Jersey in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
What city was the franchise based in before then?
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City.
Boom.
But I mean, I think they mean
Boom.
right before the Jersey move. Kansas City was
you know
even
what?
earlier.
Phrase the question correctly, and then we'll get a chance to answer because we are right.
I agree, but I didn't write the question, and they're not in the multiple choice. Kansas City's not in the multiple choice, and I think they were going for.
Oh, is
this other
Kansas
one,
City
which is
not
where
in
they
the
were right
multiple
before.
choice? Who wrote this? Who wrote these cards?
It's a book. Yeah,
Who gives a shit? It's a book. I know it's a book.
It's a book. It's not.
It
there's
used
no
to be cards. God damn it!
There's
Oh,
no
look,
cards.
I think you guys
Hasn't
know
been-
where
hasn't
they
been
came
a-
from before that.
Oh,
It
you're
hasn't been cards for fucking 50 weeks.
They came from Oakland, right? They were the Oakland Seals.
No.
Trend Thunder, I thought.
That's not. That's no. That's a. That was never an NHL.
That's,
Quebec?
team,
actually-
the Trenton Thunder.
that's funnier than you know, Nick.
Oh. No, but you know what? It wasn't Quebec, but the Quebec franchise ended up going to the city that this team left from to go to New Jersey.
Oh, wait,
you're
no.
almost there.
I this is Wayne Gretzky called them a Mickey Mouse organization. So was it Orlando?
Orlando?
No.
Orlando. Is there an Orlando?
It's not Orlando.
Was it Albany? Albany. They definitely
Albany's a
came
good
from
one.
Albany.
Right.
They were not the River Rats. No.
What? They were.
Oh wait, is this that story where they left like late at night in the Mayflower moving trucks? Did they leave? Was it Baltimore?
No, that's where they went. It was Cleveland they left.
They didn't. That was a football team, and no, we're getting further away from the actual answer, which I thought was going to be
Geographically, or
Ooh,
we're getting further away. How are we
that's a
getting
good question,
further
good
away?
question. Solid. question.
Here's a hint. Who did Chico Rush play for before the Devils? I mean,
Oh,
seeing him in
the
any
San
other
Antonio,
Islanders.
San Antonio Iguanas.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this.
no.
Long Island
No.
Wizards.
How do you?
R.I.P. Greg.
Houston Arrows.
Washington
No.
Reds.
No.
No,
we don't
Nick,
have to.
you can't say anymore.
No, it's not.
Damn.
It's not football.
And you
teams,
can't
it's
say
not-
in this. God forbid.
Oh no! Gotta pay out the ass now.
No,
Wasn't the Cleveland or any other racist
the
team name?
editing was going to be so easy.
The Indiana Racers.
Well, if it's not, was it the Washington?
Oh
No,
I don't
no.
think
That's
can we
another
say
kid-
anymore? I don't think you
either.
can say either anymore. You
No.
insensitive prick.
Sorry.
Seattle Supersonics. Gotta be them.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a good guess.
No.
I know what it
wasn't.
was.
That was a basketball team.
It's the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, they just won the cup this
Ah.
year. Oh man.
Colorado's not a city. What city was the franchise based in before them? Colorado's not a city. It's a state.
Denver Rockies.
Huh?
No.
The city. I don't even know how to. I don't even know. I'm caught. I don't even know if you're right or not. I need to know if the judges are going to accept that.
Anchorage, the Anchorage, Alaska team. Yeah,
Mystery?
that team
You
that
mean
Scott Gomez
The
played on.
team from Mystery? From
Yeah,
Mystery, Alaska?
yeah, them. What was there? That was Mystery.
Anchorage,
Yeah,
Alaska.
Mystery, Alaska.
They the Mystery
I know.
Bulldogs? What were they?
I don't know.
I feel like
Let's
they
get
had
back
a
to what you
name.
were saying, because you were talking about Colorado and you were talking about Denver. Did we ever put that all together?
Broncos?
as to the city that they
The
came.
The
from?
Broncos?
I remember the orange jerseys they had. They were
Colorado
awesome.
Broncos?
Is it the Colorado Springs Hippies? Is that the right
Just
team?
give us the fucking multiple choice.
Yeah, what's the most?
Because I know you're
Hey.
fucking dying to.
Quebec City, Quebec was A. B. Tacoma, Washington.
Oh,
C. Denver, Colorado. D. Detroit, Michigan.
I'm going.
Detroit's
gotta
always
go.
been the Red Wings, so we know
Yeah,
it's not Detroit.
Hmm.
It's got to be
Oh,
Tacoma.
very good.
It's got to be Tacoma,
Very good.
Washington.
Tacoma,
Tacoma.
Washington.
Tacoma.
Three
Tacoma.
people say Tacoma.
Tacoma.
Azar.
Tacoma
We're all gonna be
FD.
right.
Tacoma FD. Great show. Great show. No, you're all incorrect. It was C. Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
Never would have guessed that. Okay, interesting
That should have
side
taken
note.
3 seconds.
Interesting side note, just because we're going to go off on a tangent and I might as well determine what tangent we go off on. They're doing, so we'll talk about this when we get back, that Adidas in the future is no longer going to be the uniform supplier for the NHL after this contract is up. But for the next season, they're going to do reverse retros again.
Great.
And the rumor is the Devils reverse retro is going to be based on that Colorado Rockies jersey
It should be. That'd be good.
somehow. Whether it
And
be,
the Islanders is just going to look like the Islanders.
it's just going to look like the same Islanders jersey. They're going to make the stripe this much thinner, and they're just going to call it a reverse retro.
There's talk that it's going to be based on the fisherman
Fisherman?
jersey.
No, it has to be.
However, it'll probably be like just an outline of a fisherman in all black
God.
and be Brooklyn or some bullshit.
I hope
It'd
this
be
time they
pretty
really do use Stan Fischler's picture as the fisherman.
terrible. That'd be amazing. Be better than last year's or 2 years ago, whatever it was.
Are the Flyers? Fuck the Flyers. Are they
Fuck the Flyers.
Are they keeping that goal song this year? We gotta find that out.
Oh, we gotta find
I
out.
gotta find out if
we
they're gonna
should
keep that
change.
goal song.
Yeah,
No, they
so-
can. They're just not going to use it.
I'm voting Creed again.
so.
I can also announce officially that last summer the Devils held a contest on the website to pick the PA announcer. He held that job for 1 year. He is gone.
He's got who they hired. Is it up
They,
for?
they haven't announced, so they're looking for a PA announcer
Well, I can do that.
and they're looking for a television play-by-play guy.
Well, I hear
Well,
Vince
wow,
Scully's
thanks,
available.
Steve. This is why we can't do a Type 45. Thanks for those tangents again.
And
Tangerino.
now it's time for impressions with Nick.
Fucking great. All right. We have special guest tonight. He's going to tell you all about his arm.
Is
his
he here?
ass over here. Benjamin. Yeah.
Is
I
Randy?
called like five-
It's Randy. It's Randy.
No, it's Ben.
I thought Randy was gonna say hi to us for the summer, man.
No,
Hey,
he's
Clay,
plowing
He's
the
on
fields or
vacation.
something.
He's on vacation. All right. You ready? Yeah. All right. Come on in. Get talked about. Tell the guys about your.
Hola.
Hey,
Hola.
what's going on, dude?
What did you
Oh,
do?
multilingual.
What happened to your arm?
I broke it.
Well,
How?
obviously. What were you playing mini golf?
No.
Did you fall out of a tree?
No.
Is this trivia with Ben? Do we have to guess what it is?
Yes.
Were you
Did you
skateboarding?
trip?
Were you
Did you trip
leapfrogging
over
a
the cable
garbage
wire
can?
in the yard?
No.
Did it happen at home or at somebody else's house?
None.
None.
None of the above.
It happened at church?
Did you do
No.
it in a pool?
No.
Was there a slip and
Hard to
slide?
break, hard to break your arm in a
Incorporated
pool.
any?
Hard to break your arm in a pool.
Yeah, but not a slip and slide.
But although I have a present for Steve.
What is it?
Present.
A southern accent. Y'all fellas ain't gonna be here much longer.
Give the
You don't like-
headphones back to your father now.
75 episodes, and you just keep talking, yapping, and gapping about hockey. Steve's a big wiener.
Somebody break his other arm.
Okay, dorkhead.
Listen here, Nick Jr.
Dork kid.
What?
I didn't know Randy had a kid.
God damn.
Awful. Don't ever do a Southern accent.
What a great
And don't
season
ever
finale.
forget you're from New Jersey. Those two things.
What a
Exactly.
great season finale.
How did you break your arm?
Yeah, how did you
found
break
out
your
about
arm, though? Seriously.
We'll never know.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. This is gonna bother me so much.
This is like a TV cliffhanger. This is like we won't
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out until next season.
Right. That's it.
Oh, I guess we'll have to find out then.
Are you
That's
serious?
what made sense. Yeah.
Fucking told the kid to do a fucking Southern accent.
I didn't tell him anything.
You're
I-
such a
that-
liar.
Benjamin, what did I tell you? Did I tell you to do that accent? What did I tell you to do? No, I did not. Get out of here, you liar.
Told you. See, kids never lie.
That's not what I
You
told him. I
fucking-
told him to do jokes.
You
I
fucking
told him
dip
to
your
do jokes.
fingers in peanut butter and you told him to do a fucking Southern accent.
I didn't
Did
tell
he
him.
break
That's
his arm in the
own
peanut
idea.
butter jar?
That's no idea. I know. He broke his hand after he lost playing ball. They were bowling, him and his brother and sister, and he lost and he punched the seat and broke his hand while they were in New Jersey. So the next day he was like, my hand hurts, and Tara was like, well, and look, she was feeling around. She could feel the spot. There was a spot that like it was sore, like one spot
Yeah.
specifically. And she's like, Yeah, I go home for X-rays, and so they cut the rest of the last couple of days short and came home. Got X-rays.
Wow.
So
always you always get injured on vacation, man.
Yeah.
You always get injured no matter where you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where we are.
get out of here. Get to
Hey,
bed.
is that Pete
Weird.
Weber? Hey, Pete Weber, come back. No, Pete Weber, bowler, famous
Good.
bowler. Anybody?
No, I got it. I got Pete
Okay.
Weber.
Just that you
Because he's
didn't
wearing the
laugh.
wrist thing. That was
Just
good.
because you didn't laugh.
He's got like a week and a half left. He's almost done.
Oh.
Only what are you looking for?
All right, let's go to this date in Steve's stomach. This is going to bring us to the year of our Lord, 2013. 2013. Listen, this date is just coincidental. Trust me, it is just coincidental. Go to
I got
July.
I have bad news for you. You're not going to find what you're looking for.
Listen, I don't care because I like this story a lot.
Okay.
Go to July 15th. That happens
July
to be
15th.
that happens to be my wedding anniversary. Just coincidence.
I was off from work
Ooh.
because I was down the shore. Lunch was one slice of leftover pizza and a Coca-Cola Classic can.
One slice.
And dinner was a Reuben French fries and a small soda.
That's Billy's favorite sandwich.
It's my
And
favorite
dessert
sandwich.
So good.
was soft vanilla ice cream cone from Skipper Dipper.
Skipper Dipper.
So no, I'm sorry, no pumpernickel bagels.
That's all right.
Delicious.
Like I said, that's okay.
Why did you pick July the 15th in the year 2013?
Well, that was the day, obviously, that Edwin Torberta of Hamilton, Ohio, who was first arrested in 2002, right? You ready for this? First arrested in 2002 for having sex with an inflatable pumpkin that was part of a Halloween display. Now, let's move ahead to 2008. He was again convicted of public indecency for an unknown crime and received 5 years of community control. That's supposed to say community control. Oh, sorry, house arrest. Sorry about that.
What day
However,
in 2002? Because I could tell you what I had that day too.
Well, it doesn't give a day. It doesn't give days in those years. So we're 2002. He fucked the inflatable pumpkin. 2008. He did something that he got house arrested for. So let's skip ahead now to 2011. We're not even in the year yet.
We're not even at the incident yet.
No, but in August of 2011, he stole an inflatable pink pool raft from one of his neighbors. Okay. Went to an alley and then proceeded to have relations with it. The neighbor called the police and they arrested him. The neighbor took the pool raft back.
No.
and this is the article. And for some reason, kept it. Okay. Now let's move ahead to July 15th, 2013.
Power wash it?
Where the fuck do you find this shit,
I
man?
gotta hope the temptation became too much for Edwin, and he again stole the exact same pink raft, and again he tried to make sweet love to it. This time
It was good to him.
he did it in the middle of the day while children were present and in the area. He was arrested,
they weren't on the
pled
raft.
guilty, and received 11 months in prison. He apologized in court and said he was ready to turn his life around. It is unknown if the neighbor threw the raft out this time, but let's hope so. This has to be one of my favorite all-time Steve Stomach stories.
Turn things around like he was going to bang it from the other end. I mean,
Like he was going to
So many
maybe
questions.
a red pool raft now, but who knows? But listen, he starts with an inflatable pumpkin in 2020 in 2002, and 11 years later he's banging pool rafts. I love this guy.
what
we don't
receptacle
have
is he banging? Is it like just the hose that you? Is it like where you blow it up? Like
Maybe
I mean,
he's
that's a
just
little
maybe he
dick.
just maybe he's just rubbing against it. I mean,
If we
that's
don't
enough
have Edwin
sometimes.
on as a guest, I'm going to be very upset.
We have to have Edwin on it. We have to track him down and find Edwin. Yes, we
Oh
must
no,
have.
we
him
don't have
as
to
a
track
guest.
him down. We set a trap. We just put out a bunch of inflatables.
Just
and
put
let
out a
him
bunch
come
of
to
pool
us.
floats, and he's going to show up.
That's it. But man alive, when I read this, I knew it. I knew this was the
They
one.
made inflatable dolls in 2013, right?
They made inflatable dolls in
Yeah.
2002, Steve.
So the guy could have gone out and gotten himself a real broad
Well,
inflatable.
yeah, he still has to pay for it. These are free. He may have been down on his luck, out of a job, hard up.
How did
definitely
this
hard
not
work.
happen in Florida? That's but
This is
crazy to me.
Hamilton,
That's a good point.
Ohio, baby.
How is this not Florida?
This is a suburb of Columbus.
So I'm thinking, I'm visualizing a raft. It's
Yeah.
got the channels of air, it's
Oh,
like,
no, wait. They have a picture of it.
Oh,
how are you not sharing your screen and
What the-
showing us this lovely
I'm sorry.
raft?
There is the raft. Listen,
Oh.
I'm not
That's
sure.
exactly what I was picturing.
Well, there you
That's
go.
it's a very
you have it.
voluptuous.
So here's what I'm
raft.
thinking.
I
Here's
mean,
what I'm
it's
thinking.
a hot raft, to be fair.
It's pink. It's wow.
If you were to roll it up long ways,
What, like a roll, like a Swiss cake roll?
yeah, it would make a nice little hole right in the middle
How you think
that you can then.
you'd have to deflate it? You can't do that when it's inflated. Have you ever
I
tried to
feel
do
like
that to a raft that's inflated? You can't do
Maybe
that.
you deflate it a little bit just so you can roll it.
Everybody knows this. You'd have to deflate it a lot so the air would be able to move in there.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Edwin, what happened in your life, Edwin?
Listen, and we think you're bad by just, pouring milk in cereal, drinking the milk first, and then eating the cereal. We think
I'm
that you can
betting-
do stuff like this.
I'm betting Edwin's family growing up wasn't that well off, and this is what he had as a mattress growing up,
Mm.
and it stuck with him, and that's why he's obsessed with that kind of a raft.
Now, where is Hamilton, Ohio?
It's in northern Florida.
No,
Where-
it's
where is
not.
anything in Ohio? It's just fucking Ohio.
It's somewhere in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
It's probably by
It
like one
is-
of those big lakes.
It is just north of Cincinnati.
Oh, that's not far from Kentucky then.
Yeah,
Kentucky's this sounds like it could be a Kentucky thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean but it's north, so I mean you're right. It's not anything in Ohio is not far from Kentucky,
Mm.
but yeah,
Edwin.
Edwin Torbergta.
I mean, I got a bad
last.
last name, but Torbergta is a little shitty too.
Pretty-
That really
pretty
is.
That
shitty.
GT together, they don't go together.
By the way,
The man knows what
this
he
was
wants.
only the number 7 story out of 10 in this article. Only
What was-
number 7.
What was the title of the article?
Uh, the inflatable object humper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you stumbled on that? Why?
Because he was
Well,
looking for
looking-
great things to
Why
tell
were you
Lauren
doing that?
on his anniversary.
No, Steve's stomach.
Oh,
Have
sure.
got to have proper story. I
Sure.
mean, what were you doing on July 15th in 2013, Bill?
I was enjoying.
You
the
weren't
last
banging a pool raft, I can
few
tell you
days
that.
of Being 38, I guess. Yeah.
Weren't banging a pool raft.
No.
Well, that is going to do it for us this season. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you everybody in the United Arab Emirates for listening and making us at least on the charts. We appreciate that. We will be back mid-September for training camp. When training camp opens, we will do back to our weekly shows, probably on, well, depending on Billy's child's hockey schedule. We'll do it around that, of course, as we always do.
TMI.
What?
TMI. Yeah, you don't need to know that.
All right. All right. I didn't see if anybody reviewed us. I don't think so. We haven't been on in a couple of weeks, and I
We've
really
done a
doubt
show.
anybody would actually do that.
We've we've been out making secret deals and not signing people to contracts like Lou Lamoriello.
Oh my God, like Lou.
I signed my buddy up to come on as a guest host for next season.
Your
Your
buddy.
buddy?
He's a Philly fan.
Ugh,
No.
Oh, fuck the
No.
Flyers.
fuck
No.
the Flyers.
Nope.
Nope, not happening.
Rather have Randy.
Yep. Wow. Rather have Randy.
An actual person compared to Randy. And you
Wow.
want Randy?
The
Wow.
detest
Okay.
for Philadelphia is strong.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to
All
follow
right.
us on Twitter at friends_rivals. Go to our Facebook page because evidently we have one. Don't forget to turn on notifications for the Friends of Rivals podcast. Leave us a review. We'll read it on the air unless you don't want us to. And turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast. Billy, say something, Woody.
Check this out. Our season is ending, and today on Hulu, the Orville's season is also ending. Our season ending the same day as the Orville season ending. Come on. That's pretty mind blown, right? Exactly.
I think that's my next show, Bill. Actually, the Orville. I just
God.
started watching Ted Lasso, which is great.
Did you
Oh,
finish
you
the
got
internet? Is that the reason why you finished the internet? So you have to watch Orville?
Oh, listen, I like Seth MacFarlane. I like all his shit. So I mean,
God.
Show's fantastic.
I don't even have to like Star Trek apparently to like it. So I'm in.
I don't like Star Trek. I never did, and I watched the Orville, and all the Orville fans are like, "Oh, you got to watch Star Trek." And I tried, and it didn't do anything for me. But still love the Orville.
Yeah, but sadly, I tried to watch Shoresy. Couldn't do it.
Really?
It's entertaining for what it is.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm definitely gonna give it another shot. It was the first episode was tough to watch, unfortunately. All right, now you can sing us out now.
Oh, my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
I don't know, Nick. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
You can't hear an enzyme.
Because a whore would moan. Yeah, I like a